Hi, I'm Tyson Franklin and welcome to this week's episode of 5 Minute Friday. So, we've made it. Marketing pillar number 6 is all about online marketing. And once again, this podcast episode is probably going to run longer than 5 minutes. So I hope that doesn't upset anybody, but this is a big subject and it needs to be covered. Even though I think every marketing pillar should be used in one way or another, regardless of the business type that you're in, this marketing pillar is number 1. It is numero uno. It trumps all the others. So let's get started. Having an online presence is not just about having a great website, though some businesses don't even have that. Now, a recent survey that I looked at, it was a 2018 Telstra Small Business Intelligence Report, found that 50% of small businesses still do not have a website, and 62% of consumers will stop considering a business if there is no online presence. Now, I discovered this firsthand recently when I was looking for a business in Canberra to deliver a simple gift basket. The first 2 businesses that came up in my initial Google search had no website, so I immediately just moved on and I went to the third business that actually had a website. Is it any wonder 50% of small businesses also go broke in the first 2 to 5 years? Maybe there's some correlation there about having an online presence and having a successful business. All your online marketing pillars are very much dependent on your online marketing pillar being strong. Some business owners may say that online marketing is, not as important in the industry, but seriously, I cannot think of one where this would be true. There are a lot of options when it comes to online marketing, but my goal today is to give you the basics, to get you thinking about this more. If you're already an online marketing master, I bow to you and I congratulate you because you've seen what many other businesses have failed to understand. So the first thing, number 1, websites. If a business does not have a website, I don't believe they actually have a business. And when you have a website built, it needs to be visually appealing. It needs to be easy to navigate and it needs to have regular content added because you want people coming back to your website as a reference source. If you don't understand what SEO or search engine optimization means, and the benefits of adding regular content to your website, you need a website developer who does. A website developer who designs websites and then offers nothing more in updates and ongoing training may actually be costing you money. This is why you may have a family friend, you may even have a child in your family that can design websites. That's great. But if they can't help you with training and marketing, it could be costing you money. And this is one thing I always say to people. If you design your own website, just be very careful because even ugly kids look good to their parents. Now, I hope that doesn't offend anybody. The next thing is Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a feature you need to understand because it gives you detailed statistics about who is looking at your website and also web traffic to and from your website. It also lets you know what search engines were used to find your site, how long people stayed on each page, whether they clicked through to another page, and if so, which pages were more popular than others. This information is essential because it informs you about what pages are working and which ones are not, and if you need to make any changes. The next thing is you got to start collecting emails. Now, your website should have an area where people can ask questions and request free information. You've probably seen these on other sites where they'll say, click here to receive our free report or to download our free ebook. When you do this, not only do you receive what you requested, but you also receive ongoing information until you unsubscribe. You need to set something up similar on your website. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about were blogs. You need to have at least one blog, and this should be attached to your website. However, you can have a secondary blog as well, like using Blogger, which is owned by Google, and I'll talk about that in a little bit more detail in a sec. One person usually writes a blog, but if you're a part of a team, your website blog may have multiple contributors, and it should be updated on a regular basis. Most blogs will center on the services or products your business offers. This is why you may consider having a secondary blog. If you have a keen interest in something that is not related to your core business, this would be an ideal opportunity for a second blog. For example, you may be a podiatrist and you have an interest in barbecuing and wine. And actually know a podiatrist who is very good at barbecuing and loves his wine. This secondary blog is not related to your business in any way, but it can still generate leads and contacts for your core business. To clarify, you wouldn't start sending information about your podiatry business to your barbecue and wine followers. That would sort of be a little bit crazy and a little bit strange. But in your blog, you can casually mention your podiatry background, which then leads them to search you out. Your barbecue or wine interest could be added to one of your social media pages, such as Facebook, and sharing some of your personal interests with people who already know, like, and trust you makes you more relatable. Your goal with blogging is to develop followers and to create word-of-mouth marketing. You want followers telling their friends about your blog. The best blog articles are the ones that answer the questions going on in your client's mind. If you can answer their questions, you will have their attention. Next, I want to talk about video content. Do you need video content for your website? Yes, you do. Go online and look at the statistical data. It is mind-blowing. People will recall information they've seen on video long after they viewed it, but they'll forget what they've read, usually within a couple of days. And if you shoot videos yourself, just make sure you pay attention to the sound and the lighting. That's really, really important. And try and keep your videos short and straight to the point. A reasonable time frame is about 30 to 60 seconds. Of course, if it's an instructional video that requires a little bit more detail, of course, it can go longer. With video, don't let the editing process put you off using it. If you need help, try and find someone that you know is already using video. It could be a family friend, a business associate, and ask them to show you how they actually do their videos. And you know what? If you have to pay for the time, pay for the time. It will be well worth it. And make sure you get your video out there for the world to see. Yes, you need to have it on your website, but you may also put it on YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, and also on Blogger. Which leads me onto social media. I discussed how many businesses don't have a website, which is surprising. However, you do have to pay for a website. So I can see how some business people do put it off because they look at it as an expense and not an investment for their business. The same businesses, though, have very little social media presence. And you know what? It's free. It doesn't actually cost anything. Is it any wonder why they struggle? Marketing your business through social media is something you must do because you can communicate and reach so many people in such a short period of time. The social media platforms you choose will depend on your industry and how much time you have to dedicate towards social media. Yes, social media is free, but it does take some planning and time is money. Now, I'm not a social media expert by any means, but I have coached a lot of clients around finding the right platform for the business and the message they want to relay. If you have a business coach, talk to them about this subject. And if you don't have a business coach, please just send me an email, tf@tysonfranklin.com, and we could set up maybe a free 15-minute clarity call around this particular subject. The next thing is audio. As you can gather, I'm a big audio fan, and I think it's going to be more popular than video because you can easily listen to audio while you're doing something else, like whatever you're doing right now, whereas video requires you to stop doing what you're doing. Therefore, consider introducing some form of audio content into your online marketing. You may even consider creating your own podcast, or if you want, lift your profile by being a guest on somebody else's podcast. You can easily use a copy of their podcast episode in your marketing. This is why I've dived into creating It's No Secret with Dr. T, because I know podcasting is a place where I need to be, especially if I want to maintain contact with people that have read one of my books. So just think about it. Can you use audio in your business right now? Before I finish up, I just want to touch on your website again. Always keep in mind that your website is like a colossal mothership where all the information about your business is stored. So regardless of where you post your blogs, videos, audio content, you always want to make reference to your website because this is where you're trying to drive all your traffic back to the information source. Social media platforms are great for exposure, but you got to remember, you do not own them and they can be shut down without warning, but you do own your website. Therefore, all marketing in all your other 5 marketing pillars, both online and offline, should have details about your website because it holds a lot more information about you and your business. You want every potential client heading to your website, not away from it. Now, I hope you got something from this today. I hope you've enjoyed the 6 pillars of marketing over the last 6 weeks. Like I say, if you have any questions, please email me, tf@tysonfranklin.com, or just go to my website, tysonfranklin.com. Okay, that's it from me, and I'll talk to you again next week. Bye for now.